Can't ever take it slow. Got that fire roar. Wheels of fury tear the track. Hear that engine soar. Me back, shifting gears, push it to the core. Killer Kyle on my tail. Feel the tension roar. Ain't no rules in this game. Every breath I fight. Pound the pedal, scream for speed through the endless night.
Hey, me and Matt here, this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. Hi. And today, yes, we don't have a traditional prediction of video classes, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk about AEW Dynasty.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a good show.
Yep.
There's some matches on here that are looking like they're going to be really good. And, yeah. That'll be going to be interesting to talk about, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I haven't necessarily been paying much attention to Dynamite or anything like that as of late. I've kept up with on social media, obviously. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a good show, and I think that there's one match in particular that seems pretty interesting.
Right.
But anyways, I guess here we go.
Once again this year, we're going to have the Owen Hart tournament. We're going to have some matches for that on Dynasty. First, quarterfinal matches. To start off, we have Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe.
Oh. Oh, there's two different clashes.
Yeah, exactly.
Styles. I mean, well, no, Kyle Fletcher has really been a good wrestler in AEW as young as he is.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know Mark has been a Ring of Honor veteran for, I want to say, 25 years.
At least, yeah.
So, that should be a good match. It's actually hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Clash of Styles. Who's going to win this match? I mean, you really could go either way with this one, honestly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, who would benefit more from a win on this? It's like, they really both could, benefit from a win on this. I mean, Kyle has been doing quite well on his, singles. I have a feeling he'll have a championship at some point.
Exactly.
Mark, more than likely will. Maybe, we'll see. But as far as who's going to win, who knows?
Yeah. It's going to be a good match for sure. And it's like two different styles, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Mercedes Moné, Julia Hart.
Yeah, I just saw that yesterday. That's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, we both know that, a lot of people like Mercedes.
Yeah.
And Julia came back not too long ago.
Uh-huh.
So, it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I bet it's going to be Mercedes.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing the direction of the Hounds of Hell, I'll call it. No, that's what they're calling themselves now.
Yeah.
Without Alistair Malachi.
Yeah. I think, well, once Malachi or even Alistair comes back to WWE, I don't know how long the Hounds of Hell are gonna last.
Yeah.
Because, like I said before, Brody King is one hell of a wrestler.
Yes.
A leader, not sure.
Yeah, hell of a wrestler. Leader? Yeah, probably not. Although I think their thought process is, one group, one mind. There is no leader. It's, all for one. All for one for all, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, I mean, right now you do have Buddy Matthews out.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Well, they were in Australia.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Buddy Matthews had a match against, I think it was Ricochet or something. I think it was Ricochet, maybe. But on his entrance, he rolled his ankle or
Oh, jeez.
broke. I don't think broke his ankle, but something happened to his ankle, and yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting match. I keep saying that,
Yeah.
obviously. But, yeah, Mercedes. Is it obvious? Yeah, but...
Then we're gonna have the aerial assassin Will Ospreay take on the Jet, Kevin Knight.
Yeah, honestly, I could say the same thing with Will Ospreay. I think here's a guy that has done it all in the wrestling world, except for the WWE.
Yeah.
You have Kevin Knight, who has been a very good wrestler in New Japan.
Yeah.
You saw him in Battle of the Valley.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what? I mean, I could state the obvious and say Will Ospreay, but I haven't seen a lot from Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, he did very well in New Japan. Wasn't Battle of the Valley. He did have some matches of TNA.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I honestly thought he had signed with TNA. But I guess it was just kind of matches here and there, but he had just recently officially signed with AEW.
Right.
This match would be a really good match, high flying, of course. You are right, though. Would you go with the obvious answer, Will Ospreay, or? I mean, yeah, you could go Will Ospreay, I suppose.
I mean, that's the thing. You don't know.
Yeah.
And Kevin Knight's good. I just want to know, how good. Because, once again, you don't see too much of him. Now, like Kyle said, he was in TNA. Probably still is. But it's going to be interesting to see who's going to win this match for sure.
Yeah. For the AEW Tag Team titles, you're going to have the Hurt Syndicate defend the titles against Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Okay, so two teams of big meaty men. Well, I mean, yeah.
3 of the 4, yes. Big Bill, obviously. Bobby Lashley, yes. Sultan, yeah, for sure. Brian Keith, well, he's on the shorter side.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think... Now, I mean... Yeah, I guess that won't work. I'm just wondering, will this be the debut of one Cedric Alexander?
Possibly.
Because, like I said before, Cedric being business, WWE was fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I figure that, I mean, it was the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was, empty building.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to see Cedric reunite with Bobby and Shelton and MVP
Yeah.
and go from there. As far as this match goes, I do see the Hurt business, or Hurt Syndicate rather, go over. So, yeah, I mean, nothing to take away from Big Bill and the Redwood, or not the Redwood. What's he called?
Well, yeah, the Redwood. Or Big Bill, whichever.
No, I mean,
Oh, Brian Keith?
Brian Keith, yeah.
Yeah, the Bad Apple.
So, I think those two are a good take team as well.
Yeah.
It's just, I believe that Bobby and Shelton are much, much better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got a feeling more than likely Bobby and Shelton are going to retain. As far as Cedric Alexander, I mean, we did have MVP, you could say, try and recruit MJF to the group, and MJF was all for it and, gonna do business with Hurt Syndicate, if you will, whatever. But, Bobby Lashley and Shelton basically turned down MJF, and MVP was like, we've been talking about having a fourth for a while. MJF would be a good fit. And, Bobby Lashley was like, I don't like him. I don't trust him. Whatever. And,
Yeah.
if you will. And so, we could end up probably seeing Cedric maybe Sunday, who knows? The next match is the aforementioned Chris Jericho going to be taking on Bandito for the Ring of Honor World title. This is going to be an interesting match. We're throwing it back to the day going traditional Mexican rules, if you will. Well, sort of. It's going to be a title versus mask match.
Yes. It did happen with Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho. I can't remember what year it was.
Right.
But, yeah, this will be interesting. Obviously, I don't see Chris lose.
Nah.
I can see the learning tree definitely interfere.
Probably, yeah.
But the fact is that they've been after Bandito and his mask for a long time, and they've been taking off other wrestlers or luchadors' masks. So,
Well, really, this whole thing started when Jericho was going to have a match against Gravity,
right.
which is Bandito's brother, on... was it Dynamite, or I think it was the last AEW pay-per-view,
Right.
and Jericho unmasked Gravity, and of course Mom and sister were in the audience and beat down Bandito and whatever, and then it was, I think, Bandito that challenged Jericho to the match. And, yeah. I don't see what the benefit would be of having Bandito lose the match.
No, not at all. That wouldn't make any sense.
No.
And so I think Bandito should be the champion. I mean, look. Nothing to take away from Chris Jericho. He's still a good wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
How many more years does he have left?
Oh, yeah, exactly. How many more years does he have left? And not only that, but, like, Jericho now has held the title since... Or he's held the title for a number of months now, but he hasn't defended the title in a couple months, I want to say, at least.
About, yeah.
And so it's like, I think it's due time to take the title off of Jericho and put it on somebody else.
I think it kind of pisses me off when that happens, because it's like, okay, you put the title on a legend, or, you know, it doesn't have to be a legend, and they don't defend the title, or they rarely do.
Yeah.
And, such as Chris Jericho, and it's like, yeah, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
So, and look, I think Chris will retire at some point, I don't know. I just kind of think that they need to take the title off of him and see what happens, because,
For sure.
you know, by next year, he's going to be 56.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you know, it's kind of like, let's keep it going until what? He can't do it anymore?
Yeah, really.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, long story short, Bandito for the win.
Yeah, for sure. For the AEW Trios titles, you're going to have the Death Riders take on Rated FTR.
Yeah, okay, this is gonna be interesting. I mean, okay, so let's address the elephant in the room.
Uh-huh.
The match with Jon Moxley and, I'm not gonna call him Hedge, Adam Copeland.
Goblin, yes.
You know, it was fucking interesting. You know these guys can go,
Yes.
and in fact, they haven't touched when they were in WWE.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Adam retired in 2011. The Shield debuted next year.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. And I think that we're going to see a good match. Unfortunately, this match that they had with the spikes and everything, and John's back, you know, and I had said before, and I'll say it here, I thought it was a good idea at the time.
Right.
But you think about, you know, not being sanitary and you know, things happen.
Yeah.
But then you look at wrestling matches where they have the lighting tubes and
Yeah, exactly.
shit like that. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Oh, yeah, for
A
sure.
double-edged spike, so to speak.
Double-edged spike.
So, I mean, yeah, not a lot of people like the Death Riders. I guess I can understand why. But, when you look at FTR, Rated FTR rather, like, there was another good team that unfortunately failed in WWE.
Yeah.
You know, these guys were money. And they were an old school take team. In fact, for some reason, I thought Dax Wilder was the son of Arn Anderson. Yeah, actually, I thought maybe they were both.
Well, they both were, yeah.
But, I mean, that's like the Briscoes being related to Jerry and Wes. But,
You mean Jerry and Jack?
well, Jerry and Jack, but
Wes,
I guess the
yeah.
brother of Wes.
Rather West, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, they're a good tag team. They're definitely a champion all over the place,
Oh, yeah.
including WWE.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good match. I'm honestly going to pick Rated FTR.
The thing that I'm wondering is, will everything work out smoothly, considering that as of late Dax has been a prick, basically?
Okay.
Well, I mean, okay. Adam has the match with Mox. He ends up losing the match. You know, you got FTR involved, you got Willow involved, you got Death Riders involved. At the end, you got, you know, Dax and Cash and Willow kind of having comfort, cope and whatever. And Dax just walks off. Cash is like, hey man, what the hell are you doing? And he just keeps walking. And then a collision, you had Wheeler take on Dax. Wheeler beat him. And then you got fucking Dax, you know, put his hands on the ref. And then security getting involved and trying to stop him. Cash comes in and, you know, tries to stop him. And Dax knocks him on, you know, pushes him down. And then Cash gets back up and right in his face. And, you know, it's like, we're definitely not in Toto anymore, Kansas.
Like, yeah. Well, this is the price I paid for not watching AEW that much anymore. Well, why are we splitting them up, if that's the case?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys were doing so well. And like I said, former NXT Tag Team Champions, former Raw Tag Team Champions, former SmackDown Tag Team Champions, former IW... No, wait. Well,
I don't think they held the IWGP titles. They held the Ring of Honor tag titles.
Ray McVaughn are Tag Team Champions. Triple A Tag Team Champions?
I believe so, yeah.
So, it's like, why split them up? I don't get it. Once again, it's just Tony's logic. I don't fucking understand.
Oh, I know.
So, yeah, we'll see. And I know that the Dax, was it Dax or Cash that had the incident with the gun? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was Cash.
So, yeah, I don't even fucking understand it. So, I mean, if it costs rated FTR the match, then I could see it very well go to Death Riders. And again, nothing to take away from Death Riders. Honestly, I just think that, you know, let's get some more momentum on these guys.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like no one cares.
And I think that's the thing. Like, okay, you have the Blackpool Combat Club, okay, you know, as a group, and it eventually ended up being that you have, well, Claudio and Mox turn on Brian, and then you got Wheeler involved, and then Pac involved,
Yeah.
and they form the Death Riders, and like, okay, let's see where this goes. But I think a lot of people feel like the Death Riders have run their course.
Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, I mean, there was this long-running rumor that John was gonna return as Dean Ambrose to WWE. Could it happen for maybe one time? You could say WrestleMania, Night 2. At the same time, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, and I think it's gonna be interesting to see where this goes from here.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it gonna be a hell of a match? I think so.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, as far as this match with John and Adam weeks ago, I mean, look, John came from CZW,
Yeah,
so of course he's gonna be hardcore.
yeah,
And nobody complained about his match with Kenny Omega,
exactly.
so,
Yeah. Nobody complained about his match with Kenny Omega, and yet, apparently, that whole thing with Spike went too far. It's like, really? Like, you say, oh, you can have one but not the other? Like, give me a break. For the International Championship, we're going to have Kenny Omega defend the title against Ricochet and a newly signed Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah?
I mean, look, you've got these two guys. We all know Ricochet, and we talk about promotions and shit. We got Ricochet in Dragon Gate. We got Ricochet in New Japan. We got Ricochet in Lucha Underground. We got, obviously, Ricochet in WWE NXT.
Uh-huh.
And this guy, I don't know what AEW has done to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great wrestler. And there, at some point along the lines, they decided to turn him heel. It's not working.
And look, I'm all for heel turns and shit. But you have a guy that came in to All Elite Wrestling, and then it was toilet paper gate bitches,
Yeah.
and then he just turns heel. And becomes a nerd and wears Prince Nana's robe, and it's like, really? But Mike Bailey, this guy, I'm surprised didn't get the TNA title.
Yeah. I mean, they threw the X Division title on him, which was great. And I think there was more that they could have done with Speedball.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, Speedball felt like it was time to move on to greater pastures, so to speak.
Yeah. Now, does that mean he couldn't have done well in WWE? He's still young enough that we could see what happens, but
Yeah.
as far as this match goes, I think that Ricochet is going to win.
I get a feeling Omega's going to retain.
Omega?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about it.
Kenny's...
Foul!
I forgot about it. A three-way, alright.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Kenny, there's another guy that hasn't touched WWE, but turned everything else into gold.
Yeah, I mean, independent, New Japan, Ring of Honor,
AAA,
AAA,
CMLL.
CMLL, TNA for a little bit during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Of course, he is one of the ones that helped start AEW. And I mean, like, for Kenny to end up with diverticulitis and wondering, if he's gonna come back, when he's gonna come back, when he finally does come back, is he still gonna be as good as he was, or is anything gonna change? And honestly, nothing's really changed. Maybe Kenny won't be doing a lot of the moves that he used to do, but I mean, he could still go on the ring, and like, for him to be where he was, a year ago, to now being the international champion.
Oh. Yeah. And I mean, once again, when you look at this guy's career, and will he ever go to WWE? I don't know. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, and I'm not counting Deep South Wrestling.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this guy, well, could surprise us all.
Yeah.
But, for now, I don't think WWE will ever be in the cards. I think it's going to be a good match. However many more titles he'll get, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot about Anyways. Fuck it. I'm gonna pick either Kenny to retain or Ricochet.
Alright. AEW Women's World Title. Titleless Toni Storm gets set to defend the title against Megan Bayne.
Fuck yeah. Megan Bayne. Yeah. You know, despite that statement with her and Thunder Rosa, and I can't remember the other chick's name. Kind of a train wreck.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think she is a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah.
And I also have Toni Storm, who basically is also one of the best wrestlers. Yeah, we did that whole bullshit with the amnesia thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it'll be interesting to see where she goes.
Yeah.
I picked Toni to retain, though.
Yeah, same.
So, I mean, chin up, tits out,
And
watch for the shoe.
Although I was just really throwing a shoe lately. Meh.
Yeah.
Although I must say, Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm had a tag team match. I believe it was against Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford.
Right.
They're doing a backstage promo, and it's like, let me introduce you to Thunder Tits. It's like, okay then. Toni Storm and tits, man. What the frick? To round things off for the evening, the main event for the AEW World Title, Jon Moxley defends the title against Swerve Strickland.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you want to talk about two guys that have been to fucking war? You talk about Jon Moxley and his time in CZW.
Yeah.
I mean, Swerve has done it all too. And he has been in some very epic, bloody and brutal matches himself. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting because, look, you still have the Death Riders.
Yeah.
They could still interfere. I don't know if I can see Swerve as the two-time AEW champion.
Okay.
I'd like to. I honestly would, but when you look at a faction, it's like, you know, they interfere. That's pretty much it. So, I don't know.
So, this past Wednesday, you had a mixed tornado tag. Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir took on Swerve Strickland and Willow Nightingale. It was a hell of a match, physical match. Tables got involved, and you know they're throwing each other in the barricade and whatnot. Swerve and Willow end up getting the win. The end of the match, Moxley hits Willow with the paradigm shift, you know, and then a little bit later, you got Renee talking with Swerve about, you know, how Willow's doing or whatever, and she's getting, you know, checked out, and kind of looked like she's getting a massage or whatever, and Swerve was like, by the end of the night, I'm gonna get my hands on Moxley for what he did to Willow. I'm not gonna rest until I get my hands on that man. So, main event rolls along. Adam Copeland takes on Claudio Castagnoli. Hell of a match. Cope gets the win. So backstage, Renee's trying to a word with Swerve on how Willow's doing and whatnot. You see Nana and Swerve having a conversation. Nana walks off. Renee's like, hey, you know, how's Willow doing? How, is she okay? Whatever. And Swerve's like, don't take this personally, Renee. I'm looking for your husband. And you see him walk off and looking, you know, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a physical fight. He's walking through the backstage area. All of a sudden, here comes Hangman. They're having a back and forth, and like they're verbally going back and forth. And Hangman goes, "I swore I'd make sure you never hold the AEW World Title again." And you know, Swerve's like, "You burnt my childhood home down." And Hangman says, "You deserved it." And Swerve goes, "I know." It's like, okay, that's interesting. And then, you know, Moxley comes along and he's beating up Swerve with Marina and Wheeler and Marina and I think Pac as well. They go through come out through the crowd, over the barricade, get in the ring, and they're all beating up on Swerve. And in the corner there's a paint bucket. Like, what, are they gonna paint a yellow stripe on Swerve's back? Like, oh yeah, that's really gonna look good. And then, so they're beating up on Swerve. You see Wheeler take pick up the paint can, turn it upside down. There's broken glass inside the paint can. I was like, okay, where's this gonna go? So, you see Claudio give Swerve the Ricola bomb into the glass.
Oh.
So that happens. They all leave the ring and they hop with the barricade. Marina had her arm in a sling and she's got like kinesio tape on her neck, shoulder from earlier and whatever. As the Death Riders are making their way through the crowd and whatever, you see Swerve set up, and the look on his face was like when Hangman had that Texas Death Match.
Oh.
And that's like, oh, buddy, Moxley, you fucked up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, look, this can be a good money match. We both know these guys can wrestle
Yes.
and tear the house down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to pick a winner, though, I just, like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, is it time for Moxley to lose the title? I would say so.
Okay.
Like, I mean, he's had a fairly good run with it. But it's like, where are we going with this?
Right.
Moxley's held the title since All In last year.
Okay.
Or, was it All In or Revolution? Or, no, it was World's End. Because Danielson faced
That's right.
Swerve for the title at All In last year and beat him. And Mox beat Danielson for the title, and you know, Danielson retired or whatever. So yeah, Moxley's held the title since World's End, and he's had the title in this briefcase. It's like, you don't need a physical championship to be a champion. There's about fighting spirit and heart and passion and blah 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 blah. But it's like, and you know, there's nobody on the roster worthy enough to be champion. Doesn't have the grit, the determination, the passion, the heart, the yada yada yada. And it's like, okay, where are we taking this? How far are we taking this? And like, eventually somebody's gonna take the title off of Mox. It's only a matter of when and who.
Yeah, alright.
If you don't throw the title on Swerve on Sunday, then what?
Yeah, fair enough. Alright.
Like, I'm not saying Moxley can't retain, because I'm sure he can. And probably will.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, if we go that route, what's next?
So.
It's going to be interesting, that's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be very entertaining. Obviously, like I said, maybe match of the night. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But, so, this has been another episode of Wheels of Fury. And next time we're at you, well, could be Stand and Deliver. Could be, yeah, Stand and Deliver, then WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So,
Before we finish this thing off, I did want to make mention, I don't know if you know about this, I already talked about it or whatever. It was earlier this week on Tuesday. I was going through Instagram and found out about the passing of Val Kilmer.
yes.
He was, anyways, I was like, man, like, didn't really know anything about him, like, having any health issues or an illness or anything like that, and then all of a sudden just find out that he passed with it. Man, he was such a good actor.
Well, he had throat cancer.
Okay.
And it was, I want to say 10 years, well, probably less than 10 years. They completely removed his voice box. So they gave him this fucked up stoma thing.
Yeah.
And his voice, those are weird. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he lived with that for years. And, you could say, yeah, it's sad, but at the same time, he lived it's like Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
You lived farther than you should have.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's not me being mean or anything. It's
No,
just
that's the truth.
fact of life.
Like, had they not removed his voice box, he probably would have been gone. Not much. He probably didn't have much longer.
Yeah.
And so, for them to remove his voice box, and for him to live another 9-10 years, whatever it is,
Exactly.
is pretty impressive. And I mean, like, you can list off the movies that man was in. Tombstone, Top Gun. Just those are the two I can
Batman.
Batman, yes.
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever, yes. And so many others.
Yep.
And so, I think it's only fitting. Now, yes, I know we generally do this when wrestlers pass away, and we did, it was a little while ago we had talked about, of course, the passing of Nancy Carter and Bill. He was the announcer for World Class Championship Wrestling, of course, George Foreman.
Yeah.
I think it's only fitting. Do a shot.
Of course.
I've got what's left. A bottle of Collingwood. Double barrel whiskey. It's a Canadian whiskey from Collingwood, Ontario. We got some really good whiskey.
Been there pretty much most of my childhood. Every summer.
And put back in here for a second. Like, you look at the size of the bottle. Okay, it's not very tall, but it's wide. That's my hand.
Jesus.
Compared to the bottle. So yeah. So, to Val Kilmer, you'll be missed. hell of an actor. Really great movies he was in. And, yeah, here's to you.
So with that, subscribe. Me and Matt's World. Killer Kyle 35. Man, even though I'm not religious, God's richest blessings.
Exactly.
Strovia.
Let's get over here.
Jesus.
Later.
The wheels of fury, they spin, they roar. Never halting. The end's now calling.